Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Year 4 Maths. I hope you're doing well this Tuesday morning. We're going to start this morning with our usual warm-up. Don't forget there are 5 questions now. Turn the page. 5 questions now. You've still got to try and get them done in 5 minutes if you possibly can. And if you can't quite get them done in 5 minutes, get as close as you can. Press pause now and press play when you're ready to hear the answers. So press pause now. Okay, first question this morning, 6 times 2 times 2. So I'm going to give you a couple of methods. This is really a straightforward mental strategy question. The first method then, I would say multiply the 2 smaller numbers together. Nice and easy, you've got 2 and 2 there. I would be thinking that that's nice and easy for you to double. So 2 times 2 is 4. Then you multiply this by the larger number that's remaining. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4. Then we would multiply that by 6. 6 4s are 24. The second method would have been to multiply the first 2 digits. So we would say 6 2s are 12, and then multiply your answer by the last digit. In this case, double 12 is 24. Your choice as to which one you prefer. And all I've put at the bottom here is just to remember that with multiplication, you can multiply in any order. It's commutative. So you can choose which way round you want to do that question. Second question, 11 nines, straightforward times table question. Just remember, as I said on the question before, multiplication is commutative. Okay, so 11 nines, well, it's the same as 9 11s. Most of us are really good at our 11 times table. So 9 11s would be 99. Sorry, there's an error there. Next question, 47 times 6. Okay, well, we've got method 1. 47 times 6 using abstract method of short multiplication here, but nice and simple. 7 6s are 42. We carry the 4 across into the tens column, and 6 4s are 24, and 4 is 28. So our answer then would be 282. Second method, as always, you know how much I love a good partition. Okay, so if we've got 40 and 7, and then we multiply both parts there by 6. So 40 times 6 is 240. And 7 6s are 42. If you recombine the numbers, 240 plus 42 would give you 282. Next question is one of those fraction questions, but it's a little bit different this time. Let's have a little look at it. So we've got the same thing as that we've got fraction with the same denominator. So that does make it a little easier. And remember what we said, the rule is that when you're adding fractions with the same denominator, the denominator will always stay the same. The only thing you should add or change would be the numerator. Now in this case, then we've got 1/8 plus 6/8. So our denominator, will stay the same. And our numerator, when we add them together, will give us 7. So in the answer then would be to 1/8 plus 6/8 would be 7/8. And finally, our last question here is takeaway question. I've put add up there. So it is subtract. So we've got 5,879 take away 3,483. And I've done it as a straightforward column subtraction, okay, abstract method using what we call decomposition, where we might have to exchange some digits. So here, we've got first one starting in the ones column. 9 take away 3 is 6. Nice and simple. Second column, the tens column, 7 take away 8. Well, we know we can't do that. Okay, so we would need to exchange a 10 from the next column. So we would take 1 across to here. And that then becomes 17 up here, take away 8. Well, 17 take away 8 is 9. Then we've got this one up here is now 7 because we exchanged the 10. 7 take away 4 is 3, and then finally 5 take away 3 is 2. So our answer then would be 2,396. Okay, our learning intention for this morning, we're continuing with our idea of properties of shapes, and we're looking at comparing angles in a 2D shape. Okay, so we're going to look this morning, our star words would be measure, angle, acute, obtuse, right angle, and compare. Okay, so we're looking at those words this morning. Our in focus task this morning, we'll need to use the knowledge that we learned in the last lesson, but pretty much what we've got to do is compare the sizes of the angles in all four shapes. Okay, and we're going to look at that through the course of this morning's lesson. What you need to be doing, and I'm going to ask you to press pause now, is just to remind yourself what acute, obtuse and right angle means. What acute, obtuse and right angle means. Press pause now while you're just discussing this or thinking about it, and press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, so remembering yesterday's lesson then, acute meant that it was an angle that was less than 90 degrees. Obtuse would mean that it is an angle greater than 90 degrees, and a right angle would be an angle that is exactly equal to 90 degrees. That will really help with this morning's lesson. Okay, let's learn. So in this shape here, the question's saying which angle is the smallest? So this is our shape from the in focus task. Well, the first thing we can do, we can look at the angles here, and we can clearly see that this angle here, angle A, it is the smallest angle. And we would say that it is an acute angle because it is less than 90 degrees. Which angle is the largest? Well, this is a bit trickier without an angle finder or a protractor, but in this case, we are looking at this angle here. Angle B is obtuse. It is greater than 90 degrees. And what you might need to be doing to look at this type of question might be to just put your corner of your page or a piece of paper up against the angle, and that will make it easier for you to see which angle is the largest. Next question of this, which angle is greater or smaller? Is it angle C or angle D? So which is greater or smaller? Well, angle C, we can see there clearly, is a right angle. If we were to put our little piece of paper, the corner of our paper up against that angle, it would be a right angle. It would fit exactly. Where angle D is just slightly bigger than a right angle. You can see the right angle would be there, the right angle line. This D is slightly bigger. So we would say that angle D is obtuse. Okay, now it's your turn. So have a little look at some of these questions. It's asking you for which angle is larger out of each angle every time. So press pause when you're having a look at this and press play when you're ready to talk. Okay, angle A. Which angle is larger? Well, we've got here a straight line angle there, and you can see you've got these two angles here. Well, this purple angle, angle E, is obtuse because it is greater than 90 degrees. Angle F there is acute because it's smaller. The larger angle would be the purple one, E. Nice and easy to see it on this shape. Perhaps not quite so easy this time, but again, I'd be holding up, you know, if I wanted to, I could draw my 90-degree angle, or you could put your page corner up against it, and I'd be looking at it, and I'd think, well, actually, this angle is much smaller than this angle. This angle here is looking to me like it is perhaps slightly obtuse, or even it could be even slightly, it could be even a right angle. You might need to check that. It's difficult for me to check it on the screen. But clearly I can see that angle G is smaller. This acute angle here is much smaller than this angle here. So angle G is the smaller angle. Angle H would be the larger one. And finally, this shape down here, if I draw my 90-degree line in on both of these angles, I can see that this angle here would be smaller. It would be an acute angle, where this angle here would be obtuse. It would be greater. Secondly, then, we want you to arrange the angles from smallest to largest. So you've got to try and make a good guess as to which one you think is the smallest, all the way up to the largest. Press pause now and press play when you're ready to talk. Okay, so for our angles here, we've got K is our smallest angle. It is acute. M would also be acute. And finally, M would be the largest there. It's a right angle. So K, N, and M. If I was to move on to this shape here, Then we've got the smallest angle is R. Next largest angle would be S. Both of those would be acute angles. This one would be quite small. This one would be just less than 90. And I've got P would be the next largest. And finally, Q, the obtuse angle here, would be the largest angle of all. So our order then would be R, S, P, Q. Okay, now we've come to the independent learning section. Please have a look at worksheet 2 on pages 123 to 125 of your workbook. It will require you to be able to look at angles and work out which one is larger, which one is smaller, just like you've been doing in the Let's Learn section. And finally, for our plenary, we'll go back to the in focus question. We were asking you to compare the sizes of the 4 angles, okay? And I want you to have a go at trying to order them from smallest to largest. Now, you can press pause for this right now, and then we'll talk again. So press pause and have a go at this. Okay, and finally then, the smallest angle we have is A. Smallest angle we have is A. This is an acute angle. The second largest angle, just by looking at them, I would say is angle C, and that is also acute, although only just acute. My next largest angle, I would say, would be D, which is just slightly obtuse. It's just greater than 90 degrees. And then finally, I'd say that B would be the largest angle, the obtuse angle. Now, hopefully, our learning this morning has been able to get you to be able to pick out angles, acute angles, obtuse angles, right angles, and be able to try and have a go at ordering them from smallest to largest. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good morning. And stay safe. Thanks then. Bye-bye.